Hi, my name's Gecko, back for another game of Mini Motorways. Let's get started. So we've played roughly one of each of the levels. I did have one disaster round on one of the maps, I forget which one now, which meant I played it twice. But other than that, I've just played each one once so far, and we've just unlocked Munich. So, fairly new to the game, but looking to improve with every game played. So we're going to play Munich today. We've just done the daily challenge, so you'll see a video of that will have been uploaded. The daily challenge today was one motorway basically, and no more. That was on the Dar es Salaam map, which I had played before. It was an interesting one. I learned a lesson on that of basically trying to reserve some space early, because I had a lot of roundabouts, and if I'd reserved some space with those roundabouts, then I might not have got too clogged up in late game. But it's very difficult sometimes to anticipate where the buildings are going to spawn. Quite how you're going to have to handle it, because generally you've got to juggle things around. We'll see how we go on this one. So we do have a spare bridge. So I'm not familiar with this map. I really should get into the habit of sort of like taking more of a note of what the map looks like before I start playing it. Gives obviously the preview of it, and I'm pretty sure it's fully zoomed out, but I'm not in the habit yet of looking at it in too much detail, so hopefully I'll learn that, because obviously I've started off with two bridges here. We'll take a roundabout. Started off with two bridges, but as we're zooming out I can see that that might be a problem. If we have something spawn here and then something on the other side of the river, we'd have to go up and around. Otherwise, we'd need two bridges. Just that sort of thing. Knackered that plan. We'll go up and around then. There we go. One thing that I'm trying to avoid doing when I'm recording these videos is pausing the game too often. But sometimes I think it is necessary, such as when I was trying to scoot this guy around and this house just suddenly spawned. It blocked my intention there. If I'd have paused it, I'd have been able to get that before this house would have spawned, and it wouldn't have blocked my preferred method. But it's not too much of an issue at this stage at least. Okay, so what we will do is we will stick around about in here, I think. Like that. That's not too helpful. Going to take a bridge now. That's disappointing. I'm going to cut all of that off. I'm tempted just to leave these on their own for now. Get these to come through here. I mean, I could still get them to... In fact, I may actually do that whilst this road area is available. So we do only have one bridge available. Hopefully this one guy's gonna cope okay for now. These two houses actually haven't done anything yet. These two buildings have been entirely handled by these four buildings over here, four houses. You can see that we've got two cars sitting in the garages of each. So they're not actually utilised. Therefore, if I do need to reclaim this, I can reclaim it at some point. We'll take a motorway then. This guy seems to be struggling on his own. So what we can do here, if we, I think this is what we actually do. We'll disconnect these guys for now because they're not actually doing anything. We will try and connect them. In fact, actually I might leave this in, sort of like reserve that bit of road. But what I'm going to try and do here is stick the motorway like this, so the whites can go one way, the purples can go the opposite. That's not ideal at the moment. That's really not ideal. I'll get you guys to scoot on here. It's really not ideal because they'll have to go and cut across this house. Once we've zoomed out a little bit, we can scoot them under, so I will have to keep an eye out for that. I haven't got a roundabout to put here. Although this is connected, none of this is actually going to interfere. I do also have this blue, which I didn't spot. Surprising how easy it is to miss a giant building being put into the middle of the map. We're going to have to wait for another motorway to appear before we can actually get those connected up. But this house here has not been called upon yet. It's a fairly short distance, so I'm not too worried at the moment. I may actually end up doing this. Okay, so we will take a roundabout, I think. So we're going to have these three going to be attached to the furthest one. These two are actually going to call upon these to handle this. It looks like we are going to have to utilise another motorway, or maybe adjust this one. I don't think I've got enough with regards of a bridge at the moment, but I do feel like I'm going to start utilising that over here. I will also utilise the roundabout for now. And we're going to basically put this up here. And these whites and purples are going to be able to get to each other. If I zoomed out enough, I have. Perfect. I do need to make sure that I go underneath whilst that is available. These guys are going to utilise the bridge to go up. Like that. Okay, so the whites can get across the bridge now, purples can get across the bridge now. If we do get another motorway, we will replace that. But it's just a slightly longer journey for the pinks, which was necessary to utilise the motorway for. And some of them are still going to be required to go down here. It looks like they are taking that route though, which does mean, as I said, it does mean I can get rid of that, but it doesn't, because the reds still need to get there. But I can get rid of that bit. Haven't got any spare utility at the moment. Well, these purples aren't connected. It wouldn't let me do that earlier, would it? Okay. This is where paying attention is key, and sometimes that is not my strong point. So at the moment these two are actually being handled entirely by this single house here. I'm desperate for some more utility. Let's see what we get. It's definitely going to be a motorway. It's always going to be a motorway in those instances. So I can look at replacing this, however, these guys do seem to be coping okay at the moment, so I'm just waiting to see. Wait and see what happens. We've got another white to help out with these two buildings here. Again, these 5 down here are very rarely being called upon. Yes, another blue down here. That's handy. You can scoot into there, my friend. I've got a spare pink as well. So this cluster of reds up here could come in handy. At the moment these two seem to be coping okay with just these 5 houses. I could, now that the map has zoomed out a bit, I'll take another roundabout here. Now that the map has zoomed out a little bit, I could get these 5 to go up and around to get to the blue. And therefore these reds can actually join in. In fact, I might do that now. So let's get him on there. We'll take you, oops. Haven't got a spare bridge, so I actually need to wait for this one to disappear. So until that goes, what I will do is actually just motorway, remove that. 2 to the short one, 3 to the longer one, and that means that these 3 can get involved here. Cool, and I will replace this bridge, this motorway with a bridge shortly. So it's a waste of a motorway currently. So I've got that bridge back, which means that I can do this effectively. It's a bit of a shame. Right, well, we've got purples. So purples are here, being fed by these 3. It very much looks like, so these are already connected to this route here. Now what I may well do, because I can, is get these guys to go over the top. And therefore, this can come down here. And join there. So these purples still can just remain connected to this route. So some of them will go short, some of them will go long. Don't mind this. We've not got much segregation at all, but it's very difficult at this time to do that with such little, or so few motorways, should I say. So we've only got 2 motorways, and there's just so many places where we would need. So I can start looking at segregation here. I'm okay with the reds. The whites and purples do mingle a lot, and now this red here. I may actually leave this guy off for now, because he's just going to be causing more problems than he's worth. The reds are being handled fine, so potentially it is the purples, because they've got quite a few junctions to take care of. 1, 2, and a roundabout. The pinks I'm happy with, although a second lot going directly onto this would be helpful. Potentially to stop. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to move this motorway here and have how many do the longer journey, or the motorway as such. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the other 4. The other 4 are just going to join in here. So the pinks and reds here are going to be joining. And really then the only place that I've not got segregation other than the pinks and reds are with the whites and purples. So there might be something I can do about that. But that should at least mean, if I get rid of that, should at least mean that there's no pinks coming down here where currently there are. This just upgraded, didn't it, to a bigger one. I think we're going to need to utilise a motorway here. Yes, I think so. Let's just take stock and see what's going on. I will slow it down now. Is there anything else flashing at me? I think it's just these 2 down here just flashing, which basically means they're not in use. And these 3, of course. But I think the blues are pretty much well taken care of at the moment. The reds could start struggling, but there are 8 houses taking care of these 2 at the moment. Not a massive amount, not a massive journey. I could even get these reds just to bypass this roundabout, and I'll just have these just connected to here, and have these 5 connected to here. Sort of see. Getting more reds coming through here. spare roundabouts and a motorway. Just keep an eye on where we could utilise that motorway, I think. Right, so we've got 4 and 4, 5, and then 3 going the shortest journey. It's a little bit annoying that these two houses effectively formed a barrier between this one and this one. So if we ever do want to make use of these at some point, we'll have to use a bridge and probably a motorway as well. Things. What we're going to want to do is just move this here and have probably onto a roundabout actually. Onto a roundabout. Be interesting to see what spawns here. I have a feeling it's going to be a red. Because yeah, we've got 3 whites. It'll be a red or a purple, I think. You've got 3 reds, 3 whites, 3 pinks, 4 pinks, a couple of purples, a couple of blues as well, actually. But with the fact that we've got this cluster down here, or this cluster here, I think it'll either be red or blue. But we'll see. I think, how many have we got serving these two? We've got 4, and then for this one here, we've currently got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's point you that way. And then 4 going south. I think it's probably overkill as it is anyway. So I may even point you that way. You can look straight down, and you can join back up there. Again, it's just keeping an eye on where the demand is. So these 3 are going there with a 4th, as well as all these 5 here. So what I may actually do is point them all the opposite way. And you can go up there. Okay, these blues aren't happy. All the blues are away from home currently. I think this would cope well with just 2, to be honest, so I might join you there for now. I have got a spare motorway, so I could get these guys to jump into action if necessary. So just sort of see if that clears itself up with that just extra 1 house. I think it may well do. There's enough space for a roundabout in there. I'm going to utilise the motorway. Put it there, because that way 4 of them can join to it. And we're going to link there. Like I say, it's a bit of a shame. If I wanted this guy to get involved, I actually have to utilise a bridge. I'm going to reserve that and that, so that if something spawns here, if a blue house spawns here, it's not going to get blocked out by another one. And then if I do want to get this one involved, I can use a bridge to scoot him around. For now, the cavalry is on its way, just to clear that up. And it is a blue that's spawned over here. Okay, that's not massively helpful, really. What I may end up doing here is putting this motorway. Can I move that? Yeah, putting this motorway on the other side. And turning these three around. Why is it not letting me? Probably because of the motorway. Until that's moved. Right, so now this one is being served by 3, 7 instead of the 10. But because these are a little bit of a shorter journey, they should get there in time. And if worse comes to worst, I can get this guy involved. Where is this blue going? Oh, this blue's going to get involved here as well. Okay, that'll help. So I'm just thinking, these reds are struggling a little bit more now because demand is going up. I am going to have to get these ones involved, I think. Didn't want to because I was causing some congestion, I think. But at the moment, all the purples are staying at home. So it's just not a lot of demand. What I don't want is I don't want these reds going through here. It looks like they're going to. So we'll connect these pinks up in case. Oh, we've got loads of pinks now. Haven't got a spare motorway. Can I get these around? I can't currently. Now that could be a problem. Because effectively these pinks here are also connected to this building. If this zooms out any more, then I can do that. Otherwise I have to remove these reds, which I don't want to do. Another roundabout, looks like. But yeah, the worst case scenario is that some of these pinks go off and try and get here, or some of these pinks try and get to the far side. That'd be absolute worst case scenario, I think. Because they would not get there in a reasonable time. Just absolute wall of houses stopping anything from getting round here. I think we're going to have to just scoot a load of these on. Everything that we can is going to go onto this one. You can go through, my friend. 2, 3, 4 still serving that. A big bunch serving here, but can also potentially get there, which is not ideal. I could get these blues onto here. I don't know if it'd be necessary. Because these blues can currently get there. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that roundabout, see if it gets bad. At the moment, all the congestion is here, because we are back to now doing what I didn't want to do, is having white, purple, pink and red all sharing the same common bit of road here. And this purple is just not happy. So what we could potentially do is just point these this way. So we've got these 4. Got these 4 going that way. Got 3 completely disconnected. I've run out of road tiles, okay. Oh, is it not going to give me that back? Is there a bit of road that I'm not using anywhere? You're not in use at the moment. Just so I can do that. And come back in now. So what I was just thinking here was these 3 purples can get onto this roundabout with these 3 whites, and I could potentially get rid of this. But are 3 purples going to be enough to satisfy this? I don't think so. But at least it takes off a lot of the I can also turn this guy that way as well. So this route still goes past. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 purples going to the north. We could potentially, because then we're only losing out on. I might as well turn you that way then, I guess. So yeah, so all of these 5 are going to go to this one. These 4 are going to go to the bigger store. I haven't got a spare motorway to utilise these 2 yet. But it does mean that they're segregated now. So purple and white are segregated. You can go up here. So I've got 5 going that way. It's not necessary. We'll sort of see what happens, I guess. So we've got the pinks and the reds are going to be joining. Then we can get rid of that road. So the pinks and reds are going to be going here. These purples are going here. Purples and whites are going here. And these whites are going up still. But yeah, I think that's the best we're going to get. Hopefully that doesn't cause any problems. I do have a feeling this purple here, okay, that has helped massively. Just having those 2 purples spawn down here has helped a massive amount for getting for getting people here. So we're going to get 4 cars to shoot off in a second. And we have just had another blue spawn here. What have we got in regard to the blues? So we could. Can we get a road through here? I'm just thinking these 3 blues are just not being used at the moment. They could be going there. At the moment these 3 are being preferred. But we could get them to go this way. Turn them back around. This is the way they were going originally. Out of road tiles again. To wait for these road tiles to come back to me so that I can use them to connect up here. What have I got in the meantime? Have I got a roundabout? Is that going to assist? Probably. In fact, actually, that's going to come in real clutch, I think. And that's probably the best way to do it as well, anyway. Yeah. I think that's good. So these blues can help out across the motorway, but I may actually end up turning these around and putting them onto this. Can I do that? And then I could potentially scoot this white guy around, have these 3 blues join in via a bridge, but I do need more road tiles before I can do any of that. Before anything else happens, before anything else happens, I wanted those 3 blues to be able to get onto here, so that they're not going across there, and then these ones, when I have more road tiles back, which I'm getting as we speak. It's going to have to be a bridge. I would have done with the extra 10 road tiles, but... whites. I think we just do that, right? We've got 7 going to feed these 2. He's not doing anything now. Pinks and reds segregated. Really didn't want him to spawn there, really. Could have done with a blue spawn in there, but never mind. Oops. You can join on now. We still only have 3 motorways. This just seemed like a very long game. These guys not helping out? Is that because of the motorway, the position of that? I think it is, isn't it? How many road tiles have I got? 22, okay. Well, short-term fix. I need to move this motorway so it comes over the top again, I think. I did cut that out for a reason earlier, which I've since reverted. I think it was to get these blues on. Gonna get there. Oh no! I spotted that way too late. Just silly mistakes like that end a game so quickly. So what I did wrong there, effectively, was I put the motorway. I moved the motorway, and effectively what that did was it blocked the road that was previously there. Sometimes, depending on how a motorway can come onto a road, it does seem to merge okay. But yeah, that was a poor mistake. Not a very good total of 1,691. Didn't last 100 days. That's usually my target, is 100 days, regardless of how many commuters. So a bit disappointed with that, but we live and learn. A bit, yeah, a bit concerned about where we're going to appear on the leaderboards here. Not very good at all. 1,691. I imagine there's quite a lot of people on that sort of number. Obviously, when I look at the top 10, it's just going to be flooded with infinite ones. I don't know why bother checking the top 10 anymore, because it's really not helpful to see actually what is a reasonable target. If you get to infinite, then obviously you're just going to have a ridiculously high number like this, and those guys just quit out after a certain amount of time. But yeah, so not a very good score. I will be giving this one another go very soon. But in the meantime, thank you for joining, and I'll catch you next time for some more Mini Motorways.